Hey everybody, welcome back to Holler Heroes, episode number 4. I'm here today with a local owner-operator of an excavation company, and his name's Phil Musso. So Phil, could you tell us a little bit about your business, what you do?
Like you pretty much said, own a local excavation company, help people, clear land and build homes, septic systems, and a little bit of light commercial.
Nice, and what type of equipment do you have to own in order to perform these jobs?
We own bulldozer, dump truck, excavator, and a couple skid steers.
Okay, so when did you get started in the excavation business?
2007.
2007, and what drove you to that particular job?
I had a background in mortgage-backed securities. Believe it or not, I was a licensed real estate agent, a real estate licensed
Okay.
person since I was 18, and I worked for New York, a big New York firm, Lehman Brothers Bank.
Okay.
And right before the crash happened in '08, I kind of said, "Oh, I kind of saw the writing on the wall,"
Right.
and I decided it was time for me to switch gears. But it was hard because there's a lot of money in that industry.
Right.
And so what I ended up doing was decided I wanted to do something a little exciting. Sat in the office forever in a day, and started working for a tower outfit. So we started excavating, building towers, putting foundations in, tying rebar, pouring concrete, stacking the iron, and on to the next. And then it stuck. And then eventually, I bought some land out here in 2017.
Okay.
And my parents live out here. And my dad got hurt, and they were going to sell their property. And I bought some land that joined them. So I decided, since I owned the property and they needed to get a little bit closer to town for his, because he had to have knee replacement.
Yeah.
That I was going to just move out here early. So I decided in 2019 that I would just buy all their stuff because it joined my stuff and start my own gig.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And what do you think is the absolute hardest thing about being an excavation owner?
Um, I'd say if I had to narrow it down to one thing, it's really the stress of wanting to keep your guys busy because they have mouths to feed on their end as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what do you think's this easiest thing? What do you love about what you do?
It's not backbreaking most of the time. The equipment does all the hard work for you.
Right.
And I'm used to doing a lot of the labor intensive side, pouring the concrete and stacking the iron. And I just like the fact that for the most part, 90% of our jobs now, the equipment does it, and I'm no longer stacking iron, so
Right.
That's a lot nicer. And I'm getting older, so it's not getting any easier.
Yeah. And how did you obtain all the equipment? Because this is a complex. When I came in, I was almost lost, trying to figure out, what everything you had going on here is.
So, saved.
Yeah.
I saved.
Saved money.
I saved and saved and saved, and I put into my 401k, and I maxed that out, and I maxed it out year in and year out for 12 or 13 years.
Okay.
And so when I was ready to move here, sold my house, took that money on top of my savings, cashed everything out, rolled the dice, and I figured, I was talking to my wife, I said, hey, if this doesn't work, they'll be more than happy to have me back doing what I did.
Yeah.
So, and it was a traveling job anyways. I traveled for 13 years. That was a big part of me opening this company is I was watching all my kids grow up and move out. And, I might be home 3 days a month, might be home 5 days a month.
Right.
And it was good money, but I realized it was blood money. So I was giving up everything for that money. And I decided that now is a good time to move and never look back. And I just, went for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do for fun here in the Ozarks?
Oh, yeah, everything. Like to off-road a lot. Okay. We do a lot of shooting, fishing, a ton of kayaking. We like going out to the lake, go boating.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much everything this place has to offer, we try to really get in on it. And,
right.
We like shed hunting. Matter of fact, we were doing that a couple hours ago, just walking the woods real quick before you guys got here.
Yeah.
Just trying to see what was out there.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. And now you use game cams, things like that.
Yeah, I think the game cam's more for the curiosity aspect of it. Sometimes I hate the game cams because you already kind of know what's out there, so you know which bucks are there. You know how many of them. You kind of know what time they're going to be there.
Right.
So I think it's more just out of curiosity. Sometimes I just want to take them out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's awesome. And then you said you're a family man. I mean, you're married,
Mm-hmm.
correct? Okay. And how many children do you have?
4.
You have 4 children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are any of them still at home, or are they
2.
2 of them?
16 and 7-year-old.
16 and a 7-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how old's your oldest child?
24, be 25 in 2 months now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you asked me a question earlier, and I'll go ahead and answer it, here on film, because you asked, why am I doing Holler Heroes, going around interviewing people? And there's actually 2 responses to that. One of them is that I started this series because I have 3 boys, and a lot of young men today seem to struggle to find out like what they're going to do in life. Now mine have figured out what they're going to do, except for the one I still got at home.
Right.
But going around and talking to people that have, put in time, money, created, their own companies, done different types of, work, I'm hoping that young people will watch this and they'll learn some insight into what you do and learn, some insight onto what different jobs are that they can do. And then the second part is I like to do it as like a kind of a historical, a documentation of the individual, so that like your kids will always have a video of you talking about what you did and how you came up and did it.
That's cool.
And I always wish that I had a video like this about, my grandparents or, even my parents. I probably need to get down Alabama and, get my dad, before it's too late. So that's why we do, Holler Heroes. Like I met you, because I've seen you at several different job sites. I've never been to your place, but it's like you can just see that you've become successful. You're a successful person. Now, is there always another big fish out there? Of course there is.
Always.
Always.
Yeah. The minute you think you're the best, you realize that most people are better. You just want to do your best. That's all we try to do. We do the best that we can do.
Yep.
And there's always going to be somebody better.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe not excavating in this area though, right?
Well, I'd say there's plenty of really good companies out there locally.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But I just think that there's too much work for any 1 or 2 to take on. So,
right.
So that's good. I think we're all real fortunate that the area is growing as much as it is, and there's plenty of work to go around for everyone. This way that everybody's mouths are getting fed, and it's working out. So
it's awesome. And then, so what advice would you have to the audience, on what motivates you daily to keep doing what you're doing, and what motivated you to like open your own excavation company? Like, what are some of your life skills that you've had to use in order to make that dream come true?
Well, I think what motivates me right now is, being self-employed. There's no such thing as a retirement package. So,
right.
I am my retirement package. So I've got to work, and, I've got to save, and, I've got to work, to give a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty motivating. My kids, I want to make sure that I can give them everything that, not everything they want, but everything within reason.
Yeah.
I want to be able to give that to them, and that's very motivating. Also motivating. What motivates me is, with the guys I work with, a lot of them I've known for years, many years, and I know that both of 2 of them are single income households, and and one has 4 kids, another one has 2, and I just know that the more we progress, the more money that I can pay them, the better off that they're going to be. So then they can provide and give their kids everything that they deserve.
Right. And how many people do you employ?
Right now, just 3 of us.
Just 3.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we're small time.
Okay. No, I mean that's awesome.
I mean, for local, I guess we're normal, but
yeah, and you're contributing back to the community. You're contributing to your own family, of course. So you're kind of an ultimate provider in a lot of ways. Another thing that I was just kind of interested in is like, what do you think like the hardest job that you've ever done has been, like project?
Yeah, I think I told your wife when you stepped out earlier.
Yeah.
That working for the government. Done a lot of government jobs. Of that 13 years, before I was opening my company, we did a lot of public safety.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I opened up here, we try to do a little bit of small, I'd say local government type of work.
Okay.
And, everybody, in my opinion, we're all out there trying to do a great job. And I just feel like, they want to, you're just a number. So
Right.
the hardest thing is the reason I try to focus a lot of our work on ranchers, farm owners, homeowners, landowners, is because they're more appreciative. So I'd say the hardest part is not really doing the work. The hardest part is not being appreciated for what you're doing. And that's why I'd say that, that's the hardest part.
Yeah. Now, like, what types of projects do you do? I mean, I heard you say that you do like driveways and like ditching.
Yeah, culverts, excavation. We do a lot of house grading. We clear a lot of build sites, a lot of like 3 to 5 acre build sites for new homes.
Okay.
And then we do some concrete work, some foundation work. We do septics typically for the people that were grading for their home when the home's built.
Yeah.
Put a septic system in for them. We do some light commercial. We've done a couple storage facilities
right.
up in town. So when they were expanding.
Yeah.
And but that's pretty much the nuts and the bolts of it. I'd say the favorite thing that I do is just bulldozing. Like if any kid ever wants to drive a bulldozer, that is the funnest thing to do.
This kid does.
Yeah, that's the funnest thing. I mean, you can run a lot of equipment. Pushing something over is fantastic.
So would you say that you're a little bit of an adrenaline junkie then? Kind of like destroying those things?
You know what? It's just instant gratification is why I think I enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, you think you've always enjoyed that? Like when you were a kid, is that something that you really enjoyed?
You know what? I enjoy hunting the most.
Enjoyed hunting the most?
That's really my passion.
Yeah.
I wish I never had to work. I'd go hunt. But, that's just not the world.
Right.
And, but, no, I've never been a smash and bash 'em. It just kind of came with the territory. I kind of grew into it.
Yeah.
And just trying to take it to the next level.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to hunt?
Probably deer. No, that's not true. Duck hunter. I'm an avid duck hunter.
Duck hunter.
Yeah, actually,
okay.
yeah. I'd say deer is number 2, but duck hunting absolutely is number 1.
Yeah. Now, do you have dogs for that, or do you just like do a blind?
No, just blinds.
Just blinds.
Yeah, just blinds, and got a kayak you can also go bang out on, which is pretty fun.
Okay.
And a lot of my friends had dogs. I just I traveled a lot, so for me to have a dog, I could never really have the opportunity to work with it. Now I guess I could, but
yeah.
But right now, I'd say, funny enough, I thought working for myself I'd have more time. I found out that I have less time than ever. I'm just home more often.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're home, you're probably fixing something or loading something up for the next day.
Most of the time I'm getting home, I'm returning calls, I'm doing quotes. And then on the weekends, I got to go out and do job walks. And that's how you bid your customers, because during the week, we're out actually working.
Right.
So it's a pretty full schedule. I actually have to force myself to take a step back.
Right.
Because if you let it will never end. I mean, you'll just work and work and work and work and work. But at some point, you need to enjoy your family.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. So,
I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is a local business owner. He's kind of completed the dream. He's still working on it. But I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Having us over and, doing an interview.
Yeah.
I'm just going to give you a minute if you want to say any loves or shout outs to your family.
No, I love all my family, my kids, my mom. And, I don't know. I guess that's it.
Yeah. So, hey, everybody, be safe, be smart, and don't let the thorn thistle keep you down. It's Phil Musso, Ace Grading.
Ace Grading, yeah.
Ace Grading.